Welcome back to the channel. Let's take a look at Roosevelt and the New Deal. By the end of 1932, many Americans were desperate for change. The Great Depression had crushed banks, businesses, farms, and families. Herbert Hoover had lost the confidence of many voters, and in the election of 1932, Franklin Delano Roosevelt defeated Hoover in a landslide. Roosevelt promised Americans something new: action. His plan became known as the New Deal. It was a collection of programs designed to fight the Great Depression. The New Deal had three main goals. First, relief for people who needed immediate help. Second, recovery for the economy. Third, reform to prevent another disaster like the Great Depression from happening again. One of Roosevelt's first major problems was the banking crisis. Many Americans had lost trust in banks and were rushing to withdraw their money. My friends, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Roosevelt declared a bank holiday from March 6 to March 13, 1933. This temporarily closed banks so the government could inspect them and decide which banks were strong enough to reopen. Congress then passed the Emergency Banking Relief Act, allowing the Treasury Department to inspect banks and restore public confidence. Roosevelt also spoke directly to Americans through radio addresses called fireside chats. These fireside chats helped many Americans feel like the president was speaking directly to them. Roosevelt used simple language to explain complicated policies, and that helped restore trust. But Roosevelt also took actions that remain controversial today. One of the most important was Executive Order 6102, issued in 1933. At the time, the United States was still tied to the gold standard. That meant the value of paper money was connected to gold. Roosevelt believed that if Americans held on to gold, it limited the government's ability to fight the Depression. To restore the economy, we must restore control over the nation's money supply. Gold cannot remain hidden away while the country suffers. Executive Order 6102 required most Americans to turn in their physical gold to the federal government. In exchange, they received paper money at about $20.67 per ounce of gold. Wait, so people had to give their gold to the government? Yes, with some exceptions, Americans were required to surrender most gold. This was a clear example of how the New Deal expanded federal power. Then, in 1934, Congress passed the Gold Reserve Act, transferring most of the nation's gold to the U.S. Treasury. After the government collected gold at about $20.67 per ounce, Roosevelt raised the official price of gold to $35 per ounce. So the government bought gold for around $20, then said it was worth $35? Exactly. By raising the price of gold, the government increased the value of its gold reserves. This also helped expand the money supply, which Roosevelt hoped would fight deflation and encourage economic recovery. During the first 100 days, Congress quickly passed many laws. The Federal Securities Act aimed to restore trust in the stock market. The NIRA tried to set labor standards and promote growth. But this was expensive, leading to what critics call deficit spending. The New Deal also faced challenges. The Supreme Court struck down parts of it, including the NIRA and the AAA, ruling them unconstitutional. So here's the big question. Was Roosevelt's New Deal a necessary response to a national emergency? Or did it give the federal government too much power? Think about Executive Order 6102 and the Gold Reserve Act. Were these bold actions needed to save the economy, or did they cross a constitutional line? That is the debate historians and citizens still have today.